so fascinating, so wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life.
Being a police officer here is pretty boring. Oh, here comes one boat. Hi there, sir. Can I see your driver's license? Thank you. Sir, I have one question for you. How old are you?
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
And welcome everybody to the new episode of Pengo's World. This week we have not one but two themes, SpongeBob and the mystery of his age and his fellow Patrick and the question, should he eat the SpongeBob? This episode will definitely be quite a ride, but as usual before we start, go and take a bite from that subscribe button. Now let's first stop for a moment. Let's explain why are we doing these two themes. First theme, and the bit simpler one, is should Patrick eat SpongeBob? You see, this one is pretty interesting. A lot of you would say no, but maybe he should. And the second one, how old is SpongeBob, indeed is a complicated theme, because there is no clear answer for this one. So to see if we crack these two themes, watch this episode till that red bar hits the end. And obviously, enjoy the episode. Why doesn't Patrick eat SpongeBob? Well, you are probably thinking now, why he would eat SpongeBob? What's the reason for that? Well, the reason is, as we said in our Starfish video, starfish are mostly predators. They eat microalgae, sponges, snails, and etc. But how they eat, that's a question. So Patrick should eat SpongeBob because he is a sponge after all. But let's look at what type of sponge he is. It's highly noticeable that the SpongeBob parents are natural sea sponges because of their shapes and colors, and SpongeBob himself looks more like a sponge that is used in a kitchen. But we know that SpongeBob is actually a sea sponge just like his parents. But Patrick for some reason doesn't eat him, even though starfishes eat sea sponges. The closest that Patrick gets to eat SpongeBob is in the episode To Save a Squirrel. I will give you a brief intro. In the episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are going with Sandy on camping, but they fell out of her van and finish in the cave, where they find out that there is nothing to eat. So then the SpongeBob tries to eat Patrick before he eats him. And yeah, there is some more stuff, but I said brief intro.
What's this? Warm water?
You seemed kinda tense, so I drew you a hot bath.
Wow, thanks, Patrick. I did get a trifle unhinged, didn't I?
Oops, I forgot the bath beads.
Thanks, Patrick. You're a real pal. Funny-looking bath beads. They almost look like carrots. Carrots! You're making soup out of me!
I was not! It was supposed to be stew!
And that's it. So should Patrick eat SpongeBob? From the nature perspective, definitely, but they are best friends, and nobody eats their best friend. How old is SpongeBob? This question is hard because in the series his age is not mentioned, and even Google is not sure either. So can we guess it? Maybe. Let's try. Let's first look at some facts. SpongeBob is a full-grown man since he has a job at Krusty Krab. He has his own house, and he goes to a driving school. This gives us something to work with. First, Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob's hometown, is located in real life on Marshall Island. In Marshall Island, you need to be 18 years old to have a driving license, so our sponge is definitely older than that. So he is 18 plus. Let's try to determine how old is he really. We know that SpongeBob's first episode came out in 1999, which was 24 years ago, which means that SpongeBob is even older than that. So far we can say that SpongeBob has over 20 years, but since his show is running for 24 years, doesn't that mean that he has 24 years? Yeah, not so fast. You see in the first episode of SpongeBob Help Wanted, SpongeBob goes into the Krusty Krab to apply for a job. So there is something. You see, that's the first job he ever took. If that is his first job, and let's say that his parents bought him a house, that means that he must be 18 years old because he can finally get a job. The closest we get to knowing his age in the show is in the Big Birthday Blowout film, where at the end of the movie Patrick asks SpongeBob this.
By the way, SpongeBob, how old are you?
Well, as of today, I am...
And that's it. So they want us to not know how old SpongeBob really is. But I think we got it since his first episode was uploaded on the 1st of May in 1999. And if he has 18 years in that episode, that means that he is now, drums please, 42 years old. That's insane. Can you imagine it? That this kid like Sponge is 42-year-old. My mouth dropped when I found out this one, but our theory obviously has some issues. First one is we don't know that he is exactly 18 years old in the first episode. Next problem is that he already has a house in the first episode, but I think we could just say that his parents bought him since he has not had a job yet, but that's not a fact, that's only a guess. So there are some holes in this theory. But I think it's pretty possible that our yellow guy is 42 years old. And what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How old is SpongeBob? And do you think we solved that mystery? The Krusty Krab mystery. Here is a bonus theme for all of you that watched till now. Let's have a look at SpongeBob's workplace, the Krusty Krab. First, it seems like a pretty normal place in fast food restaurant. It looks like a chest. It has these tables in a form of a helm. It's basically a pirate-themed fast food because Mr. Krab was a pirate before he founded the Krusty Krab, as we can see in the episode Grandpappy the Pirate, where Mr. Krab's grandfather goes on to pay a visit to his grandson. He hopes that Mr. Krab still continues the family tradition of being a pirate like he was before he opened the Krusty Krab. Now, as we said, Krusty Krab looks like an ordinary fast food restaurant. It has workers who are not so fairly paid, but that's not the theme now. What we want to discuss is a star of a Krusty Krab, the Krabby Patty, the best food in the whole Bikini Bottom. But the real question is this: you see, in the ocean only meat you can find is fish and crab's meat, so Mr. Krab surely doesn't have a cow farm near the Krusty Krab. And since the patty's main ingredient needs to be a meat, at least it needs to be if you want to have the same color as the Krabby Patty. So that leaves us with two options. Either the Krabby Patty is made of fish meat, and that makes every fish in the ocean that eats at the Krusty Krab a cannibal, or if the Krabby Patty is made of crab's meat, that makes Mr. Krab a greedy killer. But he is that even if the patty is from the fish meat. Let's see what the facts say. The first thing we can notice is that the Bikini Bottom is full of fishes, so it's not so likely that we are talking about fish meat here. But the only crab in Bikini Bottom is Mr. Krab himself. If you thought that the Larry is a crab, his full name is Larry the Lobster. Anyway, Mr. Krab is the only crab in Bikini Bottom, so it's more likely that the Krabby Patty is made of crab meat. Such a disgusting theory, but it's probably true. Tell me what you think about this one as well down in the comments below. And we came to the end of this episode. I hope you took a bite of that subscribe button by now, but if you didn't, here's your chance to do it, because 89.1% of you that are watching my videos didn't take a bite of the red guy, so be sure to do it. I hope that you enjoyed this interesting episode, and I hope that you learned something new about SpongeBob SquarePants. Our next episode will be the next in our Minecraft series, so get ready, it's coming next week. Till then, watch our other episodes. Maybe you enjoy them, or maybe you just waste your time. It's 50-50, but on your place, I would take my chances. Thanks for watching, and thanks to these two people for the support. I really appreciate it. Until next time, see ya.